if you're not focusing on AVOD, which is rapidly becoming much more segmented, and SVOD can often be a little bit more expensive, especially when you're stacking them on top of each other. How are you and how is OCAST actually finding that new services or existing services, where are they finding creative ways to disturb that trend of VOD and create new experience that could be much more engaging than norm?
Yeah. Well, you should consider all these things. It's like a Lego box. You have SVOD, you have transaction VOD. We do also live streaming, which is very strong on the market today. So it's another Lego, right? And take it and maybe you can do a specific assembly, which is interesting or new. I have an example. We have a French customer. He is really in movies, only movies, and in a specific field. So it's a very strong message that he's pushing on screen. Subscription, something like €5 per month, and it does not have thousands of movies. So subscription, you need a bit of a strong catalog. And what they did was extremely clever. So they added a mix of transaction and live. The idea was they have 2 or 3 movies, blockbusters in their field. So they said, you can buy on a specific day the movie, 1 session to watch this movie, transaction, oldest model we ever done, right? So transaction, at 8 p.m., you pay your, I think it was €3 something, to watch this movie. At the end of the movie, you will have a live chat and a live streaming, with a chat, with the director, 1 hour. So he will explain you how he did his movie and so on, and you can interact with him. It's very internet things, back to really a movie. And so they had tremendous audience. They sold a lot of these tickets, because people wanted to hear the director and to interact with him. So they did that a couple of times, and it led very, very strong subscription after that. A lot of people understood the value of the service, and then subscription. They did not add a lot of more movies, but they increased the value, the perception of value of the system, of the service, Well, I can watch all these movies I like, but I am also capable to talk to the director, and they're going to do some other events, obviously, over time. And I found that very, very smart, because they took the classics, subscription, transaction, and they mingle it with the most interesting things, that you can have on internet live, and a chat. It's a bit like you're mingling TikTok with different things, but nicely packed in a safe environment about this movie and this topic. And it worked very well. And they had nothing really new, right? It's just a Lego box, and they did this specific assembly. And if you go a bit further, what is interesting, next step is on the transaction, they put now a donation, meaning we ask you a minimum of €3, but you can pay more. If you pay more, in fact, it's going to help this director to fund his next movie. It looks like a bit naive. At the end of the day, it's not at all. It worked. And again, it's really, if you take it as it is, donation, wow, nothing really new. So that's why, enjoy the box, the Lego box, and do a lot of different things. It's a bit like a no-code approach for platforms.
So that's a really cool way of engaging with an audience in the time where there was a lockdown. It's like attending a screening where you really could typically engage with the director who stays in and is like, okay, what did you think of my film? So it's a really cool kind of move to the future using an old technique of communication and social engagement.
Exactly. This is the old premiere, thing. And it's cool because from a marketing perspective, you know, in the movie industry, everybody knows the value of a premiere. So you're just saying, okay, it's a digital premiere that can be added to a normal in person. So it's just, you're adding possibilities. You're not replacing anything. You're adding possibilities to reach more people in a more classic but trendy way, just to get more people.
Yeah, and that's a great way to build a hybrid strategy for the future.
Exactly.
When these things open up back again, where you do have that traditional premiere, but you also have the live stream going on the side. So you have the people who wouldn't be able to attend in person, say from around the world, but would love to see this exact director and have
Exactly.
exact question. So that's a really interesting way that various monetization models could get creative and innovate in the space and differentiate from their bigger, exactly. Much better known
the bigger guy.
Yeah.
And so the beauty of this story is it really came from these guys, and they you know, they are movie directors. They are really in the making, you know, side. No tech at all. No, not of this kind of thinking. It just, can we do how we would like to do things as producers? So it's universal, because you produce things and you have the same mechanism all across the world. That's why it's very interesting case to me. We were happy to have the technology to do that for them. We use Bitmovin with your team guys for the live and other things, but it really came from non-techie guys, just wanted to show the value of their content, and they are not Disney, you know, they don't have the same ways, but it worked. That's the key message. You don't need to be the big guys to make it working. If you're a bit creative, you can be maybe even nicer.
Well, I'm really excited to see how this develops and other creative ways that organizations could innovate and break into the space moving forward. And that actually brings us, unfortunately, at time for this particular mini clip. So Cédric, I have to thank you for coming on and giving us a really great use case of some innovative and norm-breaking monetization models. And to our viewers, wherever you're watching this, we're gonna, as always, include more information in the comments or in the description section below, wherever you're viewing this, be it on social media or YouTube. We'll have a bunch of stuff linked right here in the exact post. So find more info there, and we look forward to chatting with you again soon. Have a nice day, Cédric. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.